Now, I haven't said this in a while, but this is the best Yor on the market. Let's take a look. Today we're taking a look at Creation Studios 1/4 scale Yor statue from SpyXFamily. And this is definitely the best Yor statue on the market in my opinion. And it was kind of hard to get a hold of. I've actually bought this statue twice now. I bought it once off Mercari and the photos of the one that I bought weren't the version of the one that I received. So I ended up selling that one, selling a couple more statues, and embarrassingly spent way too much money on this one. I think it was like $1,500 off of eBay, which is stupid expensive, but I really like this statue and I really wanted to get this version of it, so I sold a couple other ones to help pay for this one right here. Now let's go ahead and dive in some of these details here. This is the deluxe version. It is the version with the realistic head, the anime head, and the swap out body. The second body is actually way too spicy to show on YouTube, so we're just gonna be taking a look at this one, the realistic head and the anime head. Altogether, she measures 30 centimeters wide, 21 centimeters deep, and 42 centimeters tall, which makes her pretty tiny for a 1/4 scale, but I think that's due to her pose. Similar to the Creation Studio link that I have, they put these characters in really dynamic poses, which does bring down their height, but I don't care at all. These statues look awesome. They're so dynamic. There's so much movement going on. If you're taking a look at the pose for Yor here, she's in this like swirling motion where her dress is flipping up behind her. You've got both hands out in front. Her hair is flowing. Her legs are spread across the base, and she's obviously in the middle of an action scene, and it looks very cool. I love the dynamic posing here. It's an excellent job from Creation Studios. This statue is also sculpted extremely well. Let's take a look at the base first and work our way up. Now the base is made of a broken building. Clearly there's some bricks falling over, some pillars, as well as some dirt and ground and an I-beam that Yor is standing on. It's clearly the aftermath of some big fight that she's been in, destroying a building, and she's jumping off the walls. I love it. It's a really cool base and it doesn't take away from the statue itself. Moving on up to Yor, her legs are a mile long and they're spread across this base in her super shiny, like latex-esque dress that is tight in all the right places and flowy in all the right places. It looks fantastic. Speaking of the dress, all of those rose petals, the red contrasting rose petals on the inside of her dress part are actually sculpted in, which seems incredibly tedious, but I love it. I love the added detail of the raised roses on the inside of her dress. They did a great job making her fabric look flowy and tight at the same time. The weapons that she's holding are also made of metal, which is a great touch. I love little metal weapons, especially ones that thin. They almost need to be made of metal or there's a good chance they're gonna bend or break when you're putting the thing together or in travel. I love a good metal weapon. Plus they have a really cool detail on the end that they're nice and bloody, which is just awesome. I love that small detail. The gold of her weapons match the gold of the flowers in her hair. It's a really nice contrasting piece and it stands out across the entire statue. There is plenty of dimension in the sculpt of her hair and both face sculpts turned out really, really good. Her realistic face sculpt is one of the best ones that I've seen by far. Plus, she has glass eyes. Thank you, Creation Studios, for giving us glass eyes on this one. It looks so good. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, please drop a like down below. It is completely free and it helps the video way more than you may think. Now, if we talk about the paint on this statue, it isn't anything crazy. Most of the details in the paint actually come into the base. There's plenty of weathering on the rock and the brick and the I-beam. There's a lot of dirt on the ground and there's actually blood splattering across the entire base, which is really cool. Again, kind of depicts that fight scene that Yor is in, but it's muted enough to not detract from the actual statue. The black of her dress is so shiny, as we talked about before, and I love the contrasting red on the underside of the flowy bit of her dress. There's also some more red underneath her shoes, which is really cool detail that is added in there. Plus she's got those red eyes that match and it all comes together super well. I mentioned it before, but they did add some blood to the ends of her weapons, and what a cool small detail. Clearly she's been stabbing people and poking people, and they've shown that with some blood-stained tips on each of those gold weapons. Now, no statue is perfect, as we know, and my biggest gripe about this statue is that in normal overhead lighting when you're just in the room and it's not lit any specific way, she's actually kind of hard to see. Her bangs cover her eyes so much, or they cast so much shadow on her face, that you can't really see it without like looking around or having a spotlight on her. So you do have to be careful lighting this statue if you want to take most advantage of how you're looking at her. Otherwise, you're going to be casting shadow the whole time, and that just kind of sucks. If I had a wish list for this statue, give us another base. We have 2 bodies, 2 heads. There's no reason why you can't do like a simplistic base if people want to display the second one. It seems like a waste. They have to pick one or the other, keep one in the box, show one on display. Hero Belief Studios did that with Makima, gave us a second base to display the other version of her, and I love it. I love that option. So Creation Studios, next time, give us another base. All right, everybody, it is time for the money shot of Creation Studios Yor. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video. Consider subscribing, leave a comment down below if you enjoyed it. Here is a preview of next week's statue. And I will see you all in the next Figure Friday.